Good morning, friends. Today's the day. The Hyperadobe workshop begins. Oh, it's been a long string of projects, guys. We redid the outhouse with Ashley's parents. We refenced the 1.5 acres up to the west of us for the dogs to keep them out of the way during the workshop. We met with all of our volunteers yesterday. Yeah, so we're just getting ready this morning, trying to get everything set up. Here we go. Party mode engaged.
And sometimes I take a walk, then I forget about the clock. I can slow down. My friends are sitting laughing, but I just keep on laughing. They're knocking on my door, but I'm knocking them down. They say I'm acting crazy, but I just wanna lie in the sun.
Also, if you mix it too much, it turns into clay balls and it makes it harder to tamp. So we don't want it super mixed.
Yeah. But now my only when is now, and my only where is when I'm by your side. My friends are sitting laughing, but I just keep on laughing. They're knocking on my door, but I'm knocking them down. They say I'm
Day one, they're still out there. It's time to start making pizzas. We've got all of our dough sitting here ready to be rolled out into delicious pizzas. We have our toppings prepared and ready to go. Here it comes. Glad to give a huge shout out to our friends over at Volm Companies.
Thank you so much, Volm, for sponsoring the Hyperadobe workshop. Way to go, guys.
Not only did they sponsor this video, but they also sponsored the entire Hyperadobe workshop.
This polyethylene rational knit tube is the same tube that we've used to build all of our Hyperadobe buildings here on our property.
We've seen a lot of Hyperadobe bags, and Volm's is by far the best quality, the strongest, the tightest knit, UV protected to last out here in the desert sun.
Volm actually has its roots in hardware and farm supplies all the way back to 1954, and over the years has grown into multiple manufacturing facilities making all kinds of mesh bags for food, pet products, landscape, erosion control, and yes, earth bags.
They even produce crop and commercial shade cloth.
We've used this on other projects here on our homestead, like our raised garden beds and this really cool shade area for our goats in the far pen. Hyperadobe is such a great building method. There's no barbed wire required between the layers, and Volm's warp mesh rational knit tubing is super strong while using as little plastic as possible.
You can always give Volm a call for your Hyperadobe needs, or if you're local to Arizona, you can get them from us directly. More on that later. Whoa!
Thanks again, Volm, for making the Hyperadobe workshop possible and for making Hyperadobe Earthbag building more accessible to everyone.
What do you want me to do? Okay, let's just make them for this wall, and we can do this wall because those are simple, and we'll decide on this tonight.
That was a madman. A real hero.
Wait, why are we still doing it?
Is this your problem?
Why? Shaking her fist at the sky. Why?
I feel alive.
Day 2 of the Hyperadobe workshop. We're up early again. As you can see, it's a beautiful morning. Today we're doing an Earthbag building tour, so I need to clean up the inside of the shed because it's a disaster. So yeah, I mean, I think we'll just jump back into it this morning. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time talking. I think everybody kind of knows what we need to do. We stopped right there yesterday, and so our goal this morning is going to be to finish this long run. It's a pretty good distance. That's a good goal for before lunch. And then, guys, we might finish course 8 today.
That'd be great.
I mean, I don't think there's any reason that we couldn't.
And then push the button and it'll pop open. Push the button. Pull the lever down.
Pull it through, right?
Push the button.
It's too many.
Too many things.
It looks like you're just moving a bucket, but it's a lot more work than just holding a bucket.
Oh yeah.
Miguel's like,
Thank you.
vertical.
Right?
Yeah. Up and towards you.
Not far.
Heavy, isn't it?
Up towards me.
Up and towards you.
Like that.
Yep, there you go.
Right?
There, now don't go anymore. Just keep feeling it.
About a foot away, not even far away.
Don't forget the cleat behind you.
Thank you. Jimmy.
Take it to you.
Do the other sound. It was cuter.
Okay.
High pitch good.
Oh,
So, a couple more scoops,
yeah.
and then we'll see.
Towards me.
Wiggle it in.
Don't get in your head, ain't no sense. You know I'm not going nowhere. I say it again, if you want. You know I'm not going nowhere. And if you can't remember, I'll be there to tell you that I'll be patient, babe. Even if I wanted to, I can't ignore you, can't ignore you. Take your time, don't waste it. I'll be waiting for you, right here for you.
So what I tell people is get a foot on both sides of it,
Yeah.
On both sides
of the bag. Yeah. And then that way, as you pull this up, the bag will sort of, you're balancing the bag between your legs, basically. Don't fold it over too much. There.
What do you do with the extra, guys?
All right, you got it? I'll pull it.
Yeah.
We can cut some of that.
Put that in there, sure.
Someone's got a knife, I'm sure.
So do the shaky shaky.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I'll hold this and you can step down so you don't have to hold it anymore.
That's an excellent fill.
I think actually it's pretty
I think that's good. That'll tamp up.
This was going to be a straw bale. It was 2020.
Alright, we just wrapped up day 2 of the Hyperadobe workshop. I am headed back into town yet again because we've made so much progress. It's time to start building frames. We're likely not going to put the frames in tomorrow, but I think it'll happen the next day. So we're gonna go ahead and get the lumber for it, catch up on getting food for tomorrow, and keep going. Alright guys, the Costco run is done. I'm really hoping that I don't have to come back into town. I got the rest of the food for the next 5 days. So hopefully there's no more trips into Tucson. Cannot be promised, but now we're gonna need to run to Lowe's and get some lumber for the window forms, because in the next couple days we're gonna be putting in windows in the hallway. I just can't even believe we're doing this. Like, this workshop, even on day 2, we've done so much more than I ever thought we would get done. So 5 more days of this. Who knows where we're gonna end up? I don't. But also, look at my finger. I hammered it. It's been the only injury so far, and if that's the only injury throughout the whole week, I'll be very happy. All right, on to Lowe's.
Day 3 of the Hyperadobe workshop. We're deep into it. We're getting a bunch done. Can I just say, this new fence is working out really good. See, the dogs are all back there. They're just playing. We don't have to sit there and watch them the whole time, because we don't have to worry about them running into the mini split on the Airstream, or the plumbing underneath, or messing up our drip irrigation on the berms and the swales. We love them, but they're a little distracting. So we are getting ready this morning. We're heating up the Blackstone. We're turning on the grill because we're smoking pork all day for tomorrow. Ashley got a bunch of lumber last night. Where is it? Ashley got a bunch of lumber last night because we're going to build some window forms. That's how fast we're going laying bags. So we have a really fun day planned. Let's get going. All right, good morning, everybody. Nice to see some new faces today. We do have a crew that's been here the last couple of days, so we didn't do any overview yesterday. Everyone was just ready to lay bags. They were ready to get it. So we're going to back up a little bit today since we have some new people. We'll try to get through intro to laying bags pretty quickly. And we do have a soils and plaster thing that we'll do this afternoon after lunch. Shouldn't be super long. My goal today is to get us back out and laying bags before the end of the day. I know we got a little distracted yesterday touring all the different buildings, and we didn't lay bags in the afternoon. So we still have to do 2 bags to finish up course 8. Then we can move to the next course. Actually, we got lumber, so we can start working on window forms on the inner circle, which is exciting.
I like stupid jokes.
Did you have one for us?
I do.
I want to hear it. Let's go.
This guy goes to the doctor and he's like, Doc, I have a problem. Doctor's like, okay, let's hear it. Well, it's a little embarrassing. I said, well, what are you talking about? He goes, it's a flatulence problem. And the doctor's like, oh my goodness. He says, well, what's the problem? He goes, every time I fart, it comes out Honda. And the doctor's like, no. He goes to the shelf, reaches for the books, looking through the books, and then the guy lets him go, Honda. And the doctor's like, holy cow, that's a problem. And he's looking through his books and he goes, okay, is your wife with you? The guy says, no, she's been gone on a 3-week vacation with her sisters. And he closes the book, he's like, that's the problem. And the guy's like, what are you talking about? He says, well, absence makes the farts go Honda.
You got me laughing like I've never been hurt. Bring out my good side when I'm at my worst. You got this way of talking me down. Love when you say, oh, no, it's not how we go. What's coming when the feeling's so right? Kinda cute that we started our friends. Think about you whenever I'm not talking to you. Kinda scary that it's gonna make sense. Keeping my cool, I don't know what to do is now I owe you. I think I like you. I think I like you. A little too much. I'd be lying if I said I was a crush. A little too much. I'd be lying if I said I was a crush. Keeping my cool, and all I wanna do is now I owe you. I think I like you. I think I like you. You caught me when I had my heart on a show. You know me better than I know myself. Though I can't wait, still love the sound of when you say, oh, no, it's no hurry, 'cause what's timing when the feeling's so right? Kinda cute that we started our friends. Think about you whenever I'm not talking to you. Kinda scary that it's gonna make sense. Keeping my cool and all I wanna do is know I owe you. I think I like you. I think I like you.
Now that we have so many people here and they've all learned how to Hyperadobe, we're actually laying 2 bags at the same time. This is amazing. Video. There you go, like that, and then just let it sit on the foot there. Yeah, that's good. Good height. Just takes a few times to
A little
kind
bit more, or just
I would let it go a little more. Because the more you let it fill up, the more it's going to
The
do
more-
that work for you to expand the bag and fill it when you get it.
instead of harder.
Yeah.
You gotta get up.
He's easy to work around.
Come here. Clyde, can you get up? Come on, Clyde. Come here. Come over here. Look, there's a nice spot here in the shade. Day 3 of the Hyperadobe workshop. We've got other people laying bags today. Over here, we just finished our wall back there. We are almost done with course 8. We just have a couple more feet here. Jennifer is laying that bag and we are doing so good. It's a nice fat bag. It looks so good, right? First time laying bag for her. And she is rocking it. So, another important thing is we also have 2 kids from Casa Grande, 7th graders, that are over on the mixing station. Gabriel and Anthony are here with their teacher Ben, and they're going to be building a really cool project for their school in Casa Grande. So hopefully we'll have more information on that in the future. Okay, we actually have some more information here on this project.
Nice.
So, Ben teaches farming and food systems for COIL, which stands for Center for Online and Innovative Learning, in the Casa Grande Elementary School District.
His class has a goal to have zero food waste by 2025, but in order to do that, they need to build a small Hyperadobe shed that will house black soldier fly larvae to eat the rest of the food that they can't compost. It's going to be very similar to our solar shed, right? It's about 200 square feet. It's going to have some solar, a mini split, rainwater catchment, earth and floor. What's really cool about this is that it's student-led. Gabe and Anthony, along with the rest of their class, are actually designing and researching and planning and putting together proposals to make this happen. But in order for it to actually become a reality, they need to raise funds.
The fundraising campaign ends on December 15th, and we would love to see this project take off.
Yeah, seeing kids take on projects like this get us really excited.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll make it out there and help them along with this build.
Yes, we would love to give you all some updates if possible. We're working on it.
All right, it's time for us to get back to teaching them Hyperadobe. If you would like to be a part of this project, make sure you visit the link in the description below.
So then we'll come back with our 2x4s and we'll just do a little evening work here on the sides. So you want to make sure, the hard part is it needs to be, yeah, straight up and down. Actually, at this point, it's probably going to be easier for you because this is a straight wall. You can just take the whole thing and just go like this.
Oh, all right.
Can't do that on a circle wall, but on this wall you can totally do that.
Okay.
And that'll give you a nice
Yeah.
level, because the hard thing is when you start doing it like this, it's easy to like hit it at an angle.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys. That looks good. It's a nice bag. So now that it's locked in place, if we get it wet, it's going to dry even harder than it did before.
Are you okay with height?
So yeah, so it's just okay to just go ahead and just really
Step it off.
soak her down. And sometimes we'll even do this more than once at the end of the day, and then just let it dry overnight.
Do you guys have more material that we could use to make this little wall?
Because what we're gonna do is pull this out and flip it so that it lays down flat. So the reason we had to fill it up so much is because that whole bag kind of slid out. And if you don't have any dirt in there, it'll be really full here and then really empty here. And then you have a problem when you go to tamp, because now your wall's like, ooh. So what we'll also do if she pulls back is, this is really fat. We'll push some of this back in there. Because there's always going to be a little bit of a cavity there, and that's okay. Yeah, you got to also keep this bucket really high. So you want the top of the bucket to be at the top of your bag. That's really the hardest part, is keeping it up really high while you pull it back.
Can you reach it? Perfect.
So we found if we press it in too far on the end,
Right.
and then we tamp it, then you just have a bunch of loose bag.
Okay.
So what we want to do is we want to tamp into that to keep that tension on the bag and keep it nice and tight at the end. So just keep it flat up against there.
Yep.
And I'm going to come in, and this will give us a really clean end. Just kind of ease into it right there at the end.
Right.
And then, and then pull it back. Let's see.
Yeah, we ordered.
Yeah, so that looks pretty good.
What do you think about day 3?
We are moving.
We
Oh
are
my goodness.
a really good start on course number 9.
9.
Which means we need to make some exterior outlets tonight.
Yeah.
And work on a window form for the inner courtyard. It's a big step. Are you happy?
Yeah. Things are going really good.
Yeah, it's nice.
Everybody's like
Catching
doing
on
it.
so fast.
Yeah, everybody's catching on really fast. We're letting them spread their wings.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good
We're
job.
letting go. I think we're done pretty good about letting go.
Do you want to sing a song?
Yeah.
Let it, no.
It seems to be pretty good. Yeah. We had aircraft that were tied to the front of that.
Good morning and welcome to day 4 of the Hyperadobe workshop. We still have a while before people show up. I've got breakfast being made, banana bread in the oven, then we're going to be baking a Dutch baby again because that seems to be a hit, and cook some more bacon, granola, yogurt, all the things.
We finished course 8 yesterday. Huge milestone. And we're already like well into course 9. So that was a loud chicken. So it's kind of crazy to see this. Like, it's so tall. One thing that's happening today that's really exciting is we should be finally getting our bulk order of Hyperadobe bags from Volm Companies, who is sponsoring this workshop, right? So the attendees are going to be able to purchase these here at a discount while they're on site, so they don't have to pay extra for shipping. And if we have some left over, we'll open it up to you if you're in the area and you want to come pick up a roll. So we'll let you know if there's any left. We're only on day 4. Who knows what's going to happen? Our goal today is just to keep working on course 9 so that we can get ready to put window forms on this inner wall. Big step. All right, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to day 4 of the Hyperadobe workshop. Those of you that have been here all week, are you starting to feel it? A little bit, a little bit. It's what we call the hump day, where we're a little sore, but we're going to push through. It's going to be okay. So for the new people, it's already pretty warm this morning. It's going to get a lot warmer. We're going to be moving a lot. So if you need to take a break, take a drink, please do that. Also, we have volunteers. All the volunteers, raise your hands. So for the new people, we have this awesome group of volunteers. They're helping us with a bunch of logistics and stuff. And if you have any questions and we're not around, you can ask them and they'll take care of you. So this afternoon, we are going to get nerdy. We're going to talk about solar, but we'll try to keep it, I don't know, we might get real nerdy. I know a lot of you have solar questions.
Do it.
So
nerdy.
we'll see how nerdy we get.
Talk nerdy
Yeah.
to us.
We're going to get started a little early today because I think everybody's done eating. So I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes if you need to go to the restroom. We have drinks and water.
Cold coffee, my old boots are by the door. Nobody's calling, but I don't mind it anymore. 'Cause I've had enough of the rat race, the city life, the social grace. Burnt out on confidence, so tired of keeping score. Gonna find somewhere to slow it down. Buy a little place way out of town. Gonna take my time, 'cause it's all mine. Trade my pride for a quiet life. Maybe then my time will come around. Way out of town.
Look at that, friends. A whole pallet of Hyperadobe rolls that are stored in our storage shed. So we did have a few of these bought by the attendees, but as you can see, we still have a bunch left. If you live near Southeast Arizona and you want to buy these and come pick them up, you can save about $25 a roll because we had them shipped all together on a pallet. Right now, as you can see, we have 3 12-inch rolls, 4 18-inch rolls, and 11 16-inch rolls. This might change by the time that you see this, but the form will let you know if you try to choose a size that we're out of. For reference, we used 2 16-inch rolls for our solar shed, 4 for our chicken garden, 1 for the Casa de Caca, and we expect to use about 10 for the Hyperadobe roundhouse. Winter in the desert is the perfect time to build with Earthbags, and as you can see, we've got them right here in stock. So go to tinyshinyhome.com/Hyperadobe, grab yourself some, come pick them up, and we'll see you then.
If you grab the front of this and just lean back, but if you grab it here and do that, it's gonna force all this material to fill this in.
Okay.
All right, we just finished a very nerdy session on solar and batteries and off-grid power systems. We're back at the house and we are gonna do our best to get some window forms in on the inside circle.
All right, the time has come. It is the 10th course. We are putting in the window forms on the inner courtyard circle. So to do this, we are measuring because we want these set perfectly. Now, remember when we argued about where to put the outlets?
We didn't argue.
They're in the center of the wall for another reason. Steve has pulled a line from our center point all the way to the outlet, and I have marked where the center of the window will be here, here, and here. There's reasons that we're doing these 3 windows in these very specific areas, but we'll get into that later. It all has to do with art and glass bottles. Surprise. I've marked the center of the form, and it is lined up with the center of this. That doesn't mean that it's facing the center point, so we're going to make a triangle and make sure that these measurements are the same on each side. So that right there is 4 1/4, and on this side is 3 1/4.
Uh-oh.
So, what does that mean? Steve?
What was it?
4 1/4, 3 1/4.
An inch closer on this side, so this has got to go that way 1/2 inch, and this is going to come back 1/2 inch.
3 1/2, 2 1/2, 2 1/4, 2, 2 1/4, 2 1/4. So that means we are facing the center point, which is what we want. We want every single door form that we've put in is facing the center point, so it looks nice.
So we've talked a lot about cleats, but we haven't really shown anybody actual cleats because they've all been covered up. So the basic idea of a cleat is that you have a piece of plywood, you nail up through the bottom, and then you can screw a 2x4 down into it, and then what you're gonna do, yes, like this. You're gonna put it flat up against here, you're gonna nail down into the earth bag, and then you're gonna screw from the inside into that 2x4. And then when you lay the bag on top of it, that will lock it in. We'll put these in every few layers, and so that it will stay locked in the whole way up. Also, as we lock these in, we're gonna use 2x4s braced at an angle to keep it plumb.
Activate.
friends, we're on day 5 of the Hyperadobe workshop. It's all starting to run together. This is the point where it does. We are making really good progress. You can see behind me that we started putting in window forms yesterday. We're moving so fast, though, that I'm out here this morning because we've already missed a few outlets because we're laying the bag so fast. And when you're not really taking your time to look at both sides where you've marked, sometimes you miss stuff. So we may have a good teachable moment of cutting out some bag this morning and redoing a part. But I'm out here to go ahead and mark on the bag here so we don't forget to lay all of our exterior outlets, especially on this outside wall. And also we have some drip condensation tubes for when our mini splits are going to be installed. So it's really important. We want to be able to drip that condensation to the outside of the house, coming through the framed walls, through the Earthbag wall, and then out to the front over here. So before people get here, I got to gather materials, and we've got to get food ready, as always.
We are back for day 5. This morning we're making fried potatoes, pancakes. We have a Dutch baby in the oven, of course. And we have yogurt and berries, juices. Everybody's starting to show up, so it's going to be a good day.
Okay, we were moving so fast that we got to this thing we needed to build for our outside wall, right? So, as you may know, we have this section where all the bedrooms go, right? And they're going to be separated by framed walls.
2x6-inch framed walls.
Right. On those walls, we're going to have all kinds of stuff going down in it, a bunch of utilities, but part of that is we will have some mini splits mounted in some rooms on each side of the wall, sometimes on one side of the wall. But as you know, mini splits need a condensation drain tube.
Yeah, so it was complicated to figure out how to place the condensation drain as well as an outside outlet in the same area so that it, like all the things came through the framed wall and then through the outer wall.
Right, and we wanted all the outlets to be at the same level, and we didn't want the drain tube to be up because we didn't want it like dripping onto the outlet, which was a bad idea. So when you have a 2x6 wall, so what, you got 5.5 inches and you have 2x4s on each side, so that only leaves you 2.5 inches for both of those things to go through the wall.
Yeah, so luckily we had a former engineer, Harold, here, and he and Dawn came up with the perfect plan for this solution.
Yeah, they spent all day figuring out how to bend conduit and to build little wedges so that the drip tube would actually be at the right angle, and they fabricated this whole thing, and they had to build it like 3 or 4 times to install all the way around that outside circle.
One thing that they learned on this project that they told us about was fascinating. So in order to bend PVC, what they ended up doing to where it didn't kink is they filled it with sand. Heating it up with a heat gun, they were able to bend it, and that sand in there kept the form of the pipe.
Yeah, and so we tested, we pulled wires through everything to make sure it would still work. We got them installed. Way to go, Harold and Dawn. You did a great job.
Thank you. All right, this is the last bag of course number 10 on the inner courtyard, and then we're going to go back and finish course 9 on everything else. Big progress already, and it's, what time is it? 9:30, 10?
I have no idea.
Crazy. We're doing it. It is lunchtime on day 5. We have chicken fajitas, rice cooking inside, tortillas heating up, and all the toppings, chips, salsa. Keeping it a little simple today, but it's beautiful and it will taste good. Keep everybody fueled so we can continue working after lunch. We are getting so much done.
We got a little overexcited yesterday and we laid a bunch of bags and we forgot to put in our exterior outlet. You can see there's one on that side of the door. We forgot to put it on this side of the door. So, teachable moment. We're going to cut this bag, take it out, put the outlet in, and then lay a small bag on top of it, and show you how hard it is to break one of these bags. I'm not really sure how it's going to go. Pickaxe?
Contemplating all of my goals. Look, will I fold or will I chase them? I got adversity, 2 options. I can handle it purposefully or I can let it murder me. But sign up for war, point out the target, show me the giants. Hold your applause, just getting started, sending the lions. Ambition ain't for the weak, I see it before I speak. Ready and willing, is you ready for me? With or without your end. Oh, you try to make a mistake. Now there's nothing you can say, 'cause I'm flying away. With or without my sails. Oh, you try to make a mistake. Now there's nothing you can say, but I'm flying away.
Good morning. It's day 6 of the Hyperadobe workshop, and we've only got 1 day left after today. We're making crazy progress on the house. We had a small team yesterday building exterior outlet boxes, and we also have some mini split condensation drain tubes that we are putting in the wall. I spent most of the day sort of fabricating this whole cleating system, which is really cool. But it does mean that we didn't quite get all of those outlets installed and ready to go. So I'm up early today. I'd really like us to be able to just focus on bags today. We spent a lot of time dealing with cleats and window forms and all these other things. It would be nice today, now that everyone has been here all week, just to really slow down and just focus on bags. So I'm going to try to get the rest of these outlets installed and ready to go before everybody gets here this morning.
Day 6 of the Hyperadobe workshop. Today's only goal is to get course 9 done, which we only have this outer wall to do. So that's gonna get done before lunch. Then we change goals and work on course 10. Big things are happening.
Good morning, friends. It's the last day of the Hyperadobe workshop. As you can see behind me, we've made some crazy progress. We finished course 9 yesterday, and today we're going to try to finish as much of course 10 as we can. Will we get there? I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. All right, I'm getting the nod. It's time to start. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Last day. Who is ready to not lay bag anymore after today? Yes. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna sleep in. All right, 5 minutes, and then meet at the center of the house.
Can be higher for just a little bit. If I need to grab it, I can.
Show you all that we can be. Come dance in my glow. Fireflies in the yard, everything's a work of art. Already got everything we need to dance in the glow. It's always in my head, can never get enough. That's all my feeling left. Me and my friends dance until we drop, and the good times don't stop. The good times don't stop. The good times don't stop. Late nights sitting under starlight, searching for the meaning and the beauty that we see. Come bathe in the glow. Back roads where the magic unfolds. Happiness is simple, all you need is to believe. Come jump in the glow. It's always in my head, can never get enough. That's all my feeling left. Me and my friends dance until we drop, and the good times don't stop. The good times don't stop. The good times don't stop. It's always in my head, can never get enough. That's all my feeling left. Me and my friends dance until we drop, and the good times don't stop.
Can you believe we did a whole week of laying earth bags?
Oh, man.
What a great crew. Guys, we started halfway through course number 8,
Yeah?
and we got halfway through course number 10.
That means we laid 2 full courses in 1 week, or 800 feet of linear bag.
That's a lot of bag. I can't even begin to tell you how excited we were. With all these workshops, our goal is never to get so much work done. It's more about teaching other people how to do it so that they can go to their place and lay the same bag.
Yeah, you know, and pretty much everybody got it the first day.
So fast.
And they were like, okay, let's lay some bag. And we're like, well, are you sure? And they're like, no, let's go. Let's do it.
Everybody caught on so quickly. We were able to lay so much bag, and it saved us about 3 weeks of work.
Seriously, we had so much fun. We made a bunch of new friends that we hope to get to see again soon, and it really got us excited about the house again.
Yeah. You know, sometimes when you're working on a project this massive, it's hard to see progress week after week. But in just that 1 week, we were able to see so much progress.
To everybody that attended and all of our volunteers, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. We could not have done this without you, and it was such a special week for us.
It was. And if you are sad that you missed this Hyperadobe workshop, make sure you keep your calendars open because we're going to be announcing a really special project in the spring of 2025.
But until then, guys, this workshop was a month ago, and we have been working on the house ever since.
We've made lots of progress, and we have many videos coming your way. We'll see you soon.
We've risked everything for life. On the outside, always looking in. We'll still hold on. to all we could have been. To all we could have been. Would you still take me for a fool if I let give you all of